Hello everyone. Today I am going to be performing a VLookup, vertical lookup, calculation in Office 2010. VLookups used quite frequently in business, in finance, other areas as well. It's very useful for taking information that already exists in either a worksheet or workbook and pulling it into the worksheet or workbook that you're currently working on. So we'll go ahead and get started. I've got two tabs here. One is the store data, which is the one that we're working on, and the other is the other tab's the merchandise info. This can be, we'll consider this the table array in this example. So what we want to do is populate the column here, the column A, merchandise description, with the the correct description. So we want each one of these cells to be populated with the correct description that corresponds with the merchandise codes that you see in this column. You can kind of think of the merchandise code as kind of a primary key in database creation. That's generally what it would be called. It uniquely identifies this particular merchandise, and we will use it to populate the merchandise description. So it's also called the lookup value. So we'll go ahead and get started. Put equals here. We did H lookup once before, so we're doing V lookup, vertical lookup. We can double click, and I'll take this tag, pull it down here. As I said before, I use this to guide me through what it is that I need. So right now Excel's asking for the lookup value, so we're going to use this merchandise code and separate with a comma, space. Now we go down to our table array, merchandise info down here, this tab. And we are going to select these four columns. So this will define our table that we need. Separate it with a comma. And we want it to look in the column, the first column, column 1. It's right here, it's column A, but we need to call it column 1, comma, space. Now it's asking for the range lookup. Well, in range lookup, you can either do true or false. So if we select true, then it's going to look for the value that's close. Well, we don't want close in this particular situation. We want the exact, because we know that each one of those merchandise codes is in fact unique. So we're going to say false. Just spell it out. Then we end parentheses, hit enter. As you can see, it was able to pull the correct merchandise code. Excuse me, I actually did that wrong. We want to pull it from this column, column 2. So we'll go back, edit this right quick. So we select this column, select 2, and there we go. So you can see merchandise code 76012 corresponds to hats, so we can double check that by going here, hats, merchandise code is 76012. So we know that that is now correct. So what we can do here is pull this down to copy each one of the cells, and there we have it. So we set this up correct. We can see that hats merchandise code is 76012, jackets is 56248, so it works very well. If in fact your merchandise code was not unique, in other words, it wouldn't have a way to correspond to the merchandise description correctly, what we would need to do, what we could do, is we could create another column, and we could perform a concatenation equals, I'll just go ahead and There we go, concatenation, and we would concatenate the merchandise code. It takes a little time to figure out what is going to work properly, what's going to achieve the primary key, if you will. In this case, we can say something that I think that would be unique would be the merchandise code combined with the supplier. You can see, actually what I needed to do is put this down here. There we go. And I will undo that. There we go. So you can see what it did is combined cell C2 with D2 to give us a unique identifier. And this would be our lookup value if in fact we didn't have something that was unique. So there we have it. This concludes our VLookup, and I hope this helps. Thank you very much.